Good morning, children. Today we'll be studying Unit 6, Part B reading, and that's a poem Where the Mind is Without Fear. Now just open your reader and take out the page where the this poem is there. I'll just read the lesson, read the poem, just have a look. Alright? Keep your finger or your pointer where I'm reading. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. So, here, if you see, this is a poem that is Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore, is written during the British rule, right? And is a prayer to God to raise the people of his country during the depressing time out of their fear and blind beliefs, right? And lead them to knowledge and freedom. Yes. So, in those lines, if you see, the poet wishes that in a truly free country, that is, every person should be fearless. There should be no fear and should have a sense of self dignity, right? Here the poet dreams of a nation. So he dreams of a nation where knowledge should be available to everyone. So he wants every person to gain knowledge, that is irrespective of their social or economic status, right? Religion and caste. And also the poet longs for a world, right, where prejudices and superstitions should not divide the people into groups and break their unity. So he says that the superstitious belief should not be there, which will divide the people into groups, and that will break the unity of the people. Now if you see in the next lines, where word where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. So here in this lines, he says that he wants a nation where people should speak what is there in their mind, and that too how they should speak without fear of punishment and rejection. So they should be open minded, what they feel they have to express. And the poet also emphasizes that people should enjoy the freedom to work hard in the field of their choice. So they should, while they are working, they should have the freedom and they should enjoy that work so that they reach the peaks of excellence. So they can reach the excellence which they want. Okay. And here the outdated orthodoxy and traditions are compared to a dry habit. So he's saying that all the orthodox thinking and the traditions, they are compared like a dry desert where nothing can be grown. Yes. So a desert is a place where nothing can be grown, but if you say take a fertile land, everything can be grown. So he's comparing the dry desert to orthodox and superstitious beliefs, right? So he says that traditions and orthodoxies compared to dry desert where nothing new can be grown and nurtured. Here logic and reason are compared to a clear stream. So he says everything, for whatever you do, there should be a reason, there should be a logic behind, and that is compared to a clear stream where water flows without obstacle and nurtures the land. If you see a stream, there will be no obstacles, the water flows in a clear path. In the same way, he says that the people's mind also should be clear like a stream, right? But often logic and reason gets lost in outdated orthodoxy and tradition. So, but what is happening is the logic and orthodoxy is dominating. Okay. And it is taking up the logic, right, and the reason. The poet tells us that clear logical thinking will help to come out of superstitious and outdated orthodox traditions. So he says that the logical thinking can help the people to overcome the superstitions and traditions, right? Orthodox traditions. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. So here he says that the poet prays to God here, and he says, our father, that is to lead people's mind to broad minded thinking. So he's saying, lead the people to think broad mindedly and uh, take actions, to lead and raise his country to such heights where there are no bondages, so and slavish habits. So bondages means making a slave, a person slave, right? So like he wants a people who are free from slaves and outdated orthodoxy, prejudices and superstitions. They should be guided by what he says. He wants people with truth, hard work and fearlessness. So in this poem, the poet prays to God to make his people uh, truth, hard work, fearless, and people with good knowledge. So you can see the poet explains the dream of the poem explains the dream of the poet for his nations. In this poem, poet wishes freedom for his nation. So he wishes the freedom, and he wrote all his ideas for nation. Whatever he wants is writing in it. He explained how his nation should be through his poem. So this poem says how his nation, that is the country, India, should be. The poet articulates his love and thoughts for his nation in this poem. He requests God to make his nation an ideal nation so that others can feel, say, it can be an uh, it can be a role model for those people. So he has lots of desires for his nation in his head. He wishes that the people must not have any type of terror. Here terror means a fear, right? So the people's mind should be fear to do the work, fear to gain knowledge and fear to speak the they should be free from the fear of speaking truth. The people must live their life by way of self-respect. That is, they should have the dignity. He requests that everyone should obtain a free knowledge and the people should live mutually with union. So they should have free knowledge and there should be mutual understanding between the people and they should live with in union. The mind of the people should be honest. They should be truthful and they must continuously struggle for excellence. So they should be truthful and they should continuously work hard to gain excellence. The people must not turn out to be slave of bad habits. So they should not become smoking cigarette or doing any bad habit. They should not become the slave of bad habits that can affect the life and as well as nation's life. So if it affects the individual person's life, that will be shared by other people and overall it will be affected with the nation, by the nation. The people must have clearness of feelings. Yes, they should have the clearness of feelings. He also states that this world should not break up into pieces by thin conjugal walls. So he says that the relationship should not, the walls, the people should not break. The state should not break or the country should not break into small pieces, fragments by small relationship, that is breaking the relationship. Conjugal walls means strong relationship walls. By this way poet urges for liberty for his nation. So he wants freedom. He also illustrates his imagining of idealistic India. So he says that he illustrates the he imagines and illustrates that he wants an idealistic India means an extremely happy India. Idealistic means extremely happy India. According to poet, this can cause a great dispute among the different countries, and in other ways it will affect Mother Earth. So he says that when there is no mutual understanding, then it may cause dispute, arguments among different countries, and that may affect the entire universe. Thus writer cleverly says that this world should not have any walls created between two countries. Now also you can see India, China, like that, many countries, you have neighboring countries, so we must have a strong good relationship with them, right? This world should not, so he prays to God that between the countries also there should be good relationship. This world should not be split into fragments, it should not be broken into small small pieces. Mentality of people of nation has a great impact on nation's health. So if the people's mentality, the thinking of the people's will have an effect on what? The nation's health, how the nation grows. Thus people say, thus poet says that people's mind should work fearlessly. So the people, the mind of the people should always think fearlessly, and they should be a good relationship with each and every people. People should get freedom to speak or write on anything. If people in nation have bad habits, then for sure it will affect directly to nation. So if the people are having bad habit, that will affect the nation. Bad habit resist mind to work in a good manner. So if the bad habits are there, the mind will not work properly. And if this mind is spoiled with bad habits, then no man can work well. So if a person with bad habits cannot work well, thus this will affect nation's progress in various field like technology or others. So if the people's mind is not there, what will happen? It will affect the fields like technology and other industries. Therefore poet prays God to give people without any bad habit to his country. So he's saying he prays to God that whichever people are living in his country should be free from bad habits. India is very big country and consists of many languages. So it is multilingual language. Multilingual. That means India people of India speak many languages. This country is famous for its diversity because different caste people stay here. Therefore, what poet is expecting from people is to live in unity. So he wants each and every people to live in unity without any fights among them. They should not fight among themselves. If they fight with each other, then progress and development of the country will get affected. This is the main reason why poet requests us to live in unity. So he wants people to be in unity and work for excellence. This can raise calmness in the country and will help to achieve progress in different field. So if the people's mind is calm, what will happen? They'll work hard. When they work hard, what will happen? It'll the country will be in progress. Thank you, children. We'll continue later.